Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am the Crushinator, and today I have a Division C East matchup for you. Heavy Greg taking on ReGen Rebel in our best of 3 this evening. Players are in the lobbies, they're getting themselves ready. I'm all set to go, and we're going to get started just as soon as they start up this draft. Welcome in the chat, everyone cheering on their team. C East, a very, very tight division, so even though one team is ahead of the other in the standings, it's all pretty close in points. It's coming right down to it at the end of the regular season here. As a reminder, don't forget you can like the video even if it's a live stream, subscribe to the channel, check out everything we got going on here at youtube.com/@KrushCasts. Let's get over to the map select. See what's going on with this here matchup. Battlefield of Eternity, Tomb of the Spider Queen, Dragonshire, and Cursed Hollow are your map bans this evening. And we're going to be doing game number 1 on Alterac Pass. Neither Warhead nor Hanamura. It's a damn shame. Let's go to the draft. A shame it be. But there are something called the rules. Which, you know, I can't be the one to advocate for. All I'm saying is if enough teams just play Warhead anyway, it's going to go above one of the other maps in the most played maps, and then it just goes into the pool. Is my logic wrong? I feel like it's not. ReGen Rebel going to be first to act here on Alterac Pass. Going to take away the Hogger. Perhaps the single most powerful hero on Alterac Pass. Not interested in picking that up themselves. Heavy Greg. Looking across here. These teams have done quite a bit of research on each other. It showed in the map bans, it showed in the coach, or not the coach, the captain banter pregame. Both these teams have a game plan and they know what they're trying to exploit out of their opponents. We shall see who has the superior plan in today's matchup. Rules allow for teams to agree on no, I don't think so. You might be thinking of something else. Anduin banned out here by ReGen Rebel. Definitely a fan favorite so far this season, just being able to send in the light bombs and take out the kill targets. It's hard to deny that value. What's happened in the past, because there has been a non-pooled map that's been played in a past season, and usually what happens is they just go, hey, why'd you do that? And they go, whoops, I thought it was in the pool, and then it's fine. But if they just keep on doing it, then no, it's going to be a problem. Junkrat taken away here by Heavy Greg. I wonder when we're going to see a new Barak come through. Coffin opting for Johanna here. First pick for ReGen Rebel. Farfanugan going for the Blaze. Climbable Unk? Yeah, Climbable Unk is going for the Vala. Not a name that I recall seeing before. You know when you see something and you're like, I don't know what that's short for. Is it Uncle? Because that would be innocuous. Is it something terrible? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm saying. Climbable Unk is what it is. Belaravia opting for Stukov here. Beastrend on the Tassadar. This is a map where we tend to see Tassadar, if we see Tassadar ever, just because that being able to just walk over to a wave, nuke it, and then walk back into the fight is pretty powerful on Alterac. And being able to shut the door with those psionic walls is very good as well. Mid-band's coming up here. Heavy Greg gets rid of Dahaka, as they've already got their offlane locked in. ReGen Rebel, they're looking at Blaze, they're looking at Vala. If it's me, I'm banning a Nubarak 100%, but they've got research, they've got, you know, stats in front of them. And those stats say ETC is the one to ban. Taking that away from Heavy Greg here. Blaze is a pretty good follow-up to that snap engage from ETC, though it's a pretty decent follow-up to a Nubarak as well. And we do see a Nubaraks using their beetles to threaten objective captures quite a bit here. Heavy Greg. Let's see if they want to grab their healer now. They will. Corrosive goes for Rhaegar, Chim Chim on Diablo. So definitely a more classic lineup here, the Diablo Blaze. I'm interested what they're going to put Sith on here. If they're going to go with an extra range damage or if they're just going to pile on another bruiser. This could be an opportunity for Maiev. I'm not sure if that's something that they play. But the Maiev Blaze Diablo is a formidable frontline for engaging. ReGen Rebel. Gonna go Tychus Sonya here. Okay. Meow Cat Sonya. Lunatic goes for Tychus. So we might see a Sonya leap follow-up to Johanna engage, and then, you know, just the circles of terror between Stukov and Tassadar go down, and Tychus just peppering away. Seems like both teams really targeting the front line. It'll be an interesting battle to see whether the back line, a fairly flimsy back line here of Vala Kael'thas, will get to just do their thing and wail away with their extremely high damage. Whether Tassadar is going to be able to stay back there to their heart's content. But yeah, both teams definitely going to be working down those enemy frontliners, which I feel like favors Johanna, but we'll have to see. Game number 1 has begun. On the left in the blue, we have Heavy Greg, Farfanugan on Diablo, Corrosive playing Rhaegar, Chim Chim on Blaze, Climbable on the Vala, and Sith playing Kael'thas. On the right in the red, ReGen Rebel, Velaravia, Vela on the Stukov, Meow Cats playing Sonya, Lunatic on Tychus, Cawthon on the Johanna, and we've got Beastrend on the Tassadar, just bing chillin' in the base. Bing chillin' in the base. Seeing our level 1s get picked here. Farfanugan establishing dominance, charring the bridge with a flame stomp. Kael'thas going for the Globe Quest, Arcane Barrier on 1. We've got, oh my goodness, Beastrend, you monster. Takes the auto attack Tassadar quest on level 1. Truly a terror in that first pick talent position. Honorable Tassadars go for that W quest. They just stay in the back, nuking the wave, using the wall. But the auto attack Tassadar has no fear. Has no shame. Steps up, uses the Tickle Beam of Doom that eventually slows and bounces around, causing much mayhem where you weren't expecting it. You're like, yeah, auto attack Tassadar. It's whatever, man. Does its thing, and you're just like, nuh-uh. Once you finish up that quest. Oof, gets rough. So we'll see if Beastrend can power that into the late game as we do finally get our paws out here. Alright, our player is reconnected. We're back into the action here. An Alterac pass. Teams are working on their back camp. Looks like ReGen Rebel slightly ahead in that regard. Climbable pushing Lunatic out of the top lane, forcing a tap here. Little collapse in the mid. Farfanugan will be caught on the wall for a moment, but still feeling just fine. Checking on Chim Chim in the bottom lane for a moment. Meow Cats trying to fight into the trait activation of Blaze. That's pretty close on both sides. I think there's no Genjis in this game. How much money is in the Cocatter briefcase? Not enough, apparently, to be on camera. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the health bars down here. It's getting tough. Climbable taking some hits versus Lunatic as well. We're getting close to our first objective announcement. Tassadar just trying to keep that auto attack beam up to count towards the 200, I think? 160. Chim coming across here, but Sith has already expended abilities. Sonya going to be just fine. Prison Camp is unlocking here on the top side of the map to start things off. Chim on the flank. Not going to be able to catch Beastrand and Vela. The top lane, climbable. Ooh, pretty close to getting the hit there on Lunatic. 2 stacks on the Q quest so far. Oh no, Tyke is not respecting the burst damage. You gotta remember, when Vala does that vault, you get an empowered auto attack. I believe it's also an auto attack reset. Not 100% on that one, but I'm pretty sure the vault is an auto attack reset. I'm sure chat will let me know. But a nice pickup, first blood of the game. Both teams doing their macro business. As Cawthon is repositioned there, Farfanugan just, you know, just keeping him honest. As Chim tries to get the stun onto the front line. Lunatic, was thinking about moving forward, but thinks better of it. Decides to slip on backwards. Farfanugan going in, looking for Johanna here. Can they get Cawthon before Ironskin comes back? They can. Climbable nearly taken down by Stukov. But instead will start the channel, and the allies start capturing the camp here. You'll never get me out of this bunker, heathens. I love you, Vandar, but you should get out of that bunker. I kind of wish the boss could go in Blaze's bunker. That'd be funny. He just goes in there and then he says, "You'll never get me out of my bunker, heathens." Objective is claimed. Vala going to be taken out. Nice positioning on the lurking arm there from Stukov. Picking up a counter. But it is still going to be the Blue Raiders marching down the lanes for our first objective of the game. Sith in trouble, but is able to walk back to safety. And here come the Riders. Blaze already in the bottom lane versus the Sonya. Tyke is going to have some time in the top to clear away before Vala gets there. Kael'thas trying to get some damage out onto this wall, but this objective being very quickly taken down here. Ooh. And the growing arm is going to be a big problem for Farfanugan trying to remain in that front line and get extra stuns out. Chim taking a few tower shots as the Riders will be exterminated there. Pretty solid defense from ReGen Rebel. 10's about to be here. Bosses are on the map. See what Heavy Greg is going to be picking up here at level 10. Looks like we've got Rain of Vengeance, Bunker, Ancestral Healing, Phoenix, and Lightning Breath. For the side of ReGen Rebel, we've got Flailing Swipe, Archon, Leap, Commandeer Odin, and Blessed Shield. Big rotation down to Sith. Uh-oh. Kael'thas feeling the heat here. Meow Cat's not going to commit the leap on the gate. I think if Johanna's there, you can leap and then Blessed Shield and get that, but Cawthon remained in the mid. Null camps will clash in the middle once again. This team's looking for an excuse to get in there and fight. Vala starting to come on down towards the mid. Cawthon, on the wrong side of things right now. There's the follow-up. Nice unstoppable from Diablo. Might be able to get Vela as well. There's the overpower. Stukov will fall. Beastrand caught on the very edge of that stun. It's a triple takedown for Heavy Greg. Very nice job turning that around. They're going to take full advantage here. Try to knock down this mid fort. Tychus was in a tough spot on the top there as well. But a very effective first major team fight there for Heavy Greg. Oh, they're going for it. Lunatic gets the better of that one. The double Qs down to 24. Corrosive is going to get the Discover, though. One lunge. Oh, yeah, one lunge should do it. Ends up being a 1-for-1 there in the top lane. (13-12) advantage right now for Heavy Greg. See if they're going to jump onto the objective. Farfanugan. Ooh. Tassadar has had a little bit of a precarious decision there. Precarious position, I should say. Right in front of that wall. The rest of the team was off getting the back camp. Vela setting up for an interrupt here. Does get it in time. Stukov gets another one. We see Beast Run in the area. Lightning Breath goes out. There's the leap onto the backline from Meow Meow Cats, but there's no follow-up to be had. Everyone was cut off by the Lightning Breath, and Sonya goes down. Bunker comes out from Blaze to try to get some extra damage. Ancestral Healing puts Blaze back up to full, and looks like Cawthon is going to get away. Climbable does finish channeling this objective. Farfanugan is not done, though, going right after Beast Rend. Will the rest of the team come up and support, though? Those slows are nothing to... Ooh. Farfanugan receiving a clutch last-second heal there. That grenade would have been a takedown. 15 more seconds on this objective. Chim Chim guarding the entrance as Cawthon trying to bully their way in here. Farfanugan coming around the outside. 4 seconds and counting. Diablo trying to sacrifice here for this objective. Flips Cawthon stunned into the wall. Is there enough damage to follow up? Yes, there is. Johanna goes down and somehow Farfanugan going to survive, I believe, receiving the Ancestral. Or just doing crazy Diablo regen. I didn't quite see what happened there, as I thought Farfanugan was for sure down. But here come the Blue Riders once again. Mid fort already down. Bottom softened up pretty well. Top the most fortified. This looks like ReGen Rebel a little bit split here. No one guarding the bottom lane for now, so that will definitely be going down. In the top lane, ReGen Rebel trying to defend their most defendable fort and will do so effectively, but now they're risking a lot of damage here onto the bottom keep. Farfanugan decides to put maximum DPS into the wall here. Using that Lightning Breath, and now they're going right onto the keep. Could this have been a miscalculation from ReGen Rebel? Keep down to half, and the Rider's still fairly healthy. Keeps knocking on the door here. Keep down to past a quarter there. Heavy Greg gonna start up the bottom boss. 16-14 advantage right now. Is the boss? Someone's got to tank it. Corrosive, you gotta get in there and tank it. There we go. That would have been a heartbreaking reset. Mid camp picked up by ReGen Rebel while all this is happening in the bottom lane. Looks like they're just going to go and grab the top boss. They've most likely sussed out where Heavy Greg was at the time. They're going to be just now starting it. I don't think Heavy Greg can get here in time. There's just too much DPS. But this boss is going to be going at a mostly dead keep, so this keep almost certainly going to be going down unless we get a full back in defense here. They're starting to go back. Boss is almost here, and the boss does ignore these minions. Yeah, this keep is down. A very early keep here for Heavy Greg. They're going to get the mid-camp pushing. They're going to get top boss taken down. Next objective should be announced here in just a moment. Core will beat back the boss as our next prison camps are getting ready to unlock.
You know what to do.
Chim Chim watching the flank here. Tassadar, uh-oh. Beastrend thinks better of that pathing. I think Farfanugan gave this up. Uh-oh. Cawthon is going to scout this out, but they get stunned regardless. Lunatic pushed away here. Can the damage get in range? Bunker has to be forced out from Blaze. Leap into the backline from Meow Meow Cats as Beastrend pops the Archon and is trying to splash that auto attack into the backline. Farfanugan in trouble, going to be going down first here. Nice Netherwind from Kael'thas to enable the escape here from the rest of Heavy Greg. Diablo spending those souls to come right back. Oh, Tassadar playing with fire here. Chim Chim is just sizing him up. Here comes Farfanugan. Nice slow from Corrosive. Beastrend and Lunatic managed to get away. Chim Chim is going to get a nice stun there. Vela is very low. My goodness, Blaze putting out a ton of damage. And now Tassadar's in big trouble. That oil slick locking him in place. Lunatic just barely getting out of range as Chim Chim just raging on everybody. Goodness gracious. Another objective started up here from Heavy Greg is now they're going to try to steal this mid-null camp from ReGen Rebel. No problem on that steal. 30 seconds and counting on this objective. Heavy Greg thinking about going to get the minion wave, but then think better of it. Just knock down the structure. About to be 19 to 17. ReGen Rebel, bottom boss still 2 minutes, so it's not like they can go knock that out and get ready for the defense. Little bit stuck here. Blaze is indeed a good hero. Chim Chim waiting on the flank here. Cawthon just waiting for the objective to arrive. Here comes Chim Chim on the flank. They're looking for Beastrend. Oh no, they target Johanna. Oh no. Climbable getting chased out here by Lunatic. Nice Iron Skin from Cawthon. I thought for sure Tassadar was about to get walloped. '20s are close here. They might be claimed during this objective push for Heavy Greg, and that spells trouble. Lightning Breath coming out from Diablo, just creating a ton of space here. Climbable looking for Unk, but here comes Meow Meow Cats. The heal from Rhaegar is through, and oh my gosh, Vala just could not get out of the lurking arm. Good defense so far here from ReGen Rebel, despite being down 20s. Bottom Rider moving up onto the core. Top knocks down the wall. Diablo coming for Sonya here. Going to be flipped back over. Is that the overpower 16? It is. Farfanugan just going full WWE out there. Look at the slows from that auto attack Tassadar. So nasty. Sonya continuing to chase is going to get pinned by Diablo, though the Lord of Terror comes out as well for extra healing, and Sonya is down. Lunatic forced away. Diablo is just having a real hard time out there between the slows on the walls. They'll have to spend souls again to return. That null camp being worked on. Heavy Greg, looks like they're coming towards the bottom boss. ReGen Rebel appear to be favoring top boss here. So this bottom boss will be moving directly at the core. Top boss still has a couple of structures to go through. As it looks like we've got a simple boss trade. Both teams do have their level 20s now. ReGen Rebel has caught up in that talent tier race. Catapults are kind of building up in the bottom lane here as well. Greg gonna show in the mid. Prison camp's getting ready to unlock as ReGen Rebel starts to back away. Top fort definitely gonna be going down. First structure of the game taken down on the side of Heavy Greg, actually. They've still got 5 of their structures remaining. Boss going to be made short work of as the prison camps are now unlocking. Chim grabbing the mid-knoll camp as well. Seems like the teams are just going to get ready for another team fight here in the mid lane. Chim starting things off, just scouting around. Often sees Diablo. Farfanugan. Not going to go after Sonya. Looking for a juicier target here. Beastren stepping up to cut off Chim. Cawthon pushed into the back. There's the lead from Meow Cats. Oh, Blaze is gone. Vala taken out as well. Corrosive gets the self-heal. Double Ancestral going to be just fine. Farfanugan, though, not going to be so lucky. ReGen Rebel get the triple here. We'll see what they can do. They've still got mid-camp to clear. This null camp is just ripping it down. I think this keep might fall anyway. Let's take a look. Yeah, just too much damage. Keep is down. ReGen Rebel, really nice catch there. Unfortunate, Diablo kind of brought Johanna into the back line to gather everyone up at the same time that Sonya had committed the leap. ReGen Rebel capitalized. They're still fairly behind on the map, but the Riders at this stage of the game do quite a bit of damage. So we'll see if it's enough for them to crack a keep, or at least get some keep walls down. First Horde Riders of the game coming on down. We'll see what the game plan is here from ReGen Rebel. Yeah, Meow Cat's gonna support with some gnolls in the mid. Looks like Heavy Greg gonna stick together and go for a bottom to top approach. ReGen Rebel supporting in the mid. Mid wall just absolutely shredded here. Farfanugan, I believe, was seen by the Blessed Hammer of Cawthon. Sith stuns the backline as Johanna is focused. Kael'thas in some trouble. I think was cleansed out of the Blessed Shield, but Meow Cat's still there to land the leap and get the takedown. Ryder's still pressuring on in. ReGen Rebel. Oh, they got to deal with the Diablo. They've got quite a bit of momentum. They got a 5v4 still. This mid-keep should go down. There it goes. Now the push continues in the top lane. Can we get a defense here? Short Kael'thas. Upkeep is going to go down. Chim came up short there on that stun. Last Rider collapsing through the top lane. Farfanugan's going to push Lunatic away, trying to get an overpower, but that silence was there in time. Beastren just keeping that slow out, and here comes the Twilight Archon. The core is getting dangerously low, down to half here. ReGen Rebel trying to keep up the pressure. Blaze trying to defend here with the bunker, but now the core past 7,000. There's the leap from Meow Cats. Blaze going to be the first to go down. The core is taking too much damage, and ReGen Rebel, with a surprise turnaround, are going to pick up the win in game number 1. Very nicely done. They get the team fight they need, they get the late game objective power, and they just never let go. Heavy Greg, great job throughout the game creating those advantages. They just needed one last team fight. Unfortunately, they just couldn't find the answer there. Congratulations, good job, ReGen Rebel. Let's go to the postgame. Checking out the stats here. Farfanugan on the Diablo, actually topping the hero damage in the end for Heavy Greg there, over 62,000. Lunatic on the Tychus, getting just ahead of Tassadar. In the end on hero damage, top siege, top hero, nearly 67,000 there for ReGen Rebel. We'll go to the talent screen. Let's update the scoreboard and get ready for game 2. Alrighty. We're going to Volskaya Foundry here for game number 2. And I will have to check. But I feel like Alterac Volskaya has been an insanely popular pair of maps on this channel for casting. I don't know if it's in my head, but I feel like I'm at Volskaya and Alterac quite a lot. But maybe I'm just thinking it, and I'll have to go back to the data and see what it says. Be interesting to see. Alright, looks like our teams are saying they're ready. Let's get into the draft. Alrighty. So far, I think my cats are with my wife. Just chilling out in the bedroom. Don't want to be here with their poor father. Shouting into a microphone at 9:45 at night. Alright, Heavy Greg going to be first act here on Volskaya Foundry. Looking to get their way back into this series. See if there's going to be any major changes in their draft strategy. Sticking with the Brightwing ban. Just as I talk about the cats, I hear them fighting in the hallway. ReGen Rebel thinking about their top ban here. I'm thinking about how game number 1 went. Diablo was pretty good. That was a pretty good Diablo game. I might be thinking about banning that. We'll see what they think. Sticking with the Hawker ban. Alright. Volskaya Foundry, you're thinking about late game. Thinking about stuff like Li Ming can do some good work. Still getting rid of Junkrat here. ReGen Rebel. Well, I guess Farfanugan isn't in this game, so you don't have to worry as much about the Diablo. Unless Randy Newman plays it. Sacre bleu. What if the true Diablo main has come in? What if it's a dirty double cross? They're like, oh, we don't have to ban the Diablo. And then bam! Another fantastic Diablo. Could be the way. Lucio will be the opening band. Lucio, I feel like, has been pretty underrepresented, at least in the games that I've been casting this season, which is interesting. Randy Newman goes for Stukov first. Going to take that option away from Velaravia. Anduin is available, though. Brightwing and Lucio band. We'll see if maybe it'll be that, or maybe it'll be a Rhaegar. Gonna hold it for now. Interesting. Okay. Feeling flexible enough to sustain possibly another healer mid-ban. Johanna Vala, the choices here for Cawthon and Lunatic. Cawthon going back to the Johanna. Definitely nothing wrong with that. Corrosive going to the ETC this time. That was banned away last game. Climbable opting for Cassia. Interesting. I would say Cassia can do just as much damage and is just as potent as a lot of our other assassins, but I feel like Cassia has to work really hard to do that max potential, at least in my experience. We'll see if Climbable's got what it takes. ReGen Rebel banning away D-Blaze here. No Blaze allowed, no Hogger allowed. Let's see. Heavy Greg looking at Johanna Vala. Gonna get rid of Zul'jin here. Okay. So not trying to narrow down the healer pool any further. They feel it's narrowed enough. Instead, they go with the late game Axeman, taking that off the board. Vela does end up taking the Anduin. Show me Genji. Beastrend. Taking the Tassadar again here. Interesting. I kind of think of Tassadar as like a basically only Alterac pass hero these days. Volskaya Foundry, there's a lot of open space, but you can cut off some key retreat points with that wall. Chim Chim going for Leoric here. Definitely strong versus Johanna and Tassadar. Synthesis on Imperious. So we got a double bruiser. Extra stuns to help follow up ETC. Cassia solo in the back line. Meow Meow Cat sees the heavy front line, responds with the heavy percent damage of Malthael. I'm a little bit concerned for ReGen Rebels comp just because there's a little less CC than I would like. Though if Vala goes for Reign of Vengeance, that could be enough between Johanna, Anduin, and Vala. So it could be good once we hit 10s. Here we go, it's game number 2. On the left in the blue, we have Heavy Greg. Synthesis on Imperious. Chim Chim playing Leoric. Randy Newman on the Stukov. Corrosive playing ETC. And Climbable on Cassia. On the right in the red, it's ReGen Rebel. Beastrend on Tassadar. Meow Meow Cat's playing Malthael. Lunatic on the Vala. Vela playing the Anduin. And Cawthon on Johanna. Checking out the level 1 talents, Reactive Ballista Spores here for Stukov, a different kind of build off the bat than our more standard Lurking Arm setup. Auto attack Tassadar once again here for Beastrend, and it will be multi-shot build for Vala. Cassia going with the Q quest, as per usual. We're also going to get a quick slide there onto Lunatic. Imperious trying to follow it up. May have been slightly redirected by the Tassadar wall there. Rosso, trying to get Lunatic just a slide short. As the rotations have been heavy so far. This Malthael Leoric matchup does favor Malthael in the early game, as long as you're landing those spooky hands. But once level 10 comes around, it massively favors Malthael, assuming that Last Rites is chosen. So that'll be something to watch out for in that 1v1 matchup over time. Both teams getting their turrets up and going. DC just going to hold things down on the top for a moment as everyone grabs their items. Cawthon will get slid and bumped back as the Iron Skin is used. Johanna, is slowed there by Stukov. This could be trouble. Johanna is actually going to get picked off. Impressive work there from Randy Newman, and Climbable keeping on the chase. It's going to give Heavy Greg an opportunity to grab a heal camp here on the top side before our first objective comes up. Siege camp was taken early here by ReGen Rebels, so Heavy Greg will have an opportunity to clear that. Lunatic barely gets away from Corrosive there, and I'm starting to see why ETC was banned in game number 1. Corrosive playing a very aggressive style of the rock and roll cow. Leoric just going ahead and getting that soak. While the rest of Heavy Greg grabs the back siege camp, preparing for our control point to unlock. ReGen Rebel going to be on there first, getting this going as soon as possible. Malthael continuing to duel with Leoric here. Chim Chim, oh, could be in a spot of trouble, does have the Drain Hope attached. Is it going to be enough? Looks like Chim Chim manages to get away. Beastrand, uh-oh. Stayed just a little bit too long, but Vela has the save. Nice leap of faith. It was get what was almost certainly going to be a sure takedown. Krosov sliding in there, doesn't get the hit, but does cut off the retreat here for Cawthon and Meow Meow Cats, trying to warp on through, but too many slows. Both Johanna and Malthael will fall. So far, the takedowns from Heavy Greg are happening just from, like, great body block positioning, great auto attack weaving. It hasn't so much been the slide into the Celestial Charge that I was thinking was the main source of takedowns, but we'll see if that part of it picks up as the game goes on. Chim Chim, I'm pretty sure was spotted there. There we go. Heavy Greg marching towards the 99%. It's like Malthael gonna flank, coming on over to the right. Johanna popping that Iron Skin, Corrosive slowing down Vala for the moment. Cawthon being chased out once again as Climbable tries to move in with the Fend. Meow Meow Cats taking some hits there as the overtime is going to be won by Heavy Greg, and they will have the first protector of the game. Looks like a couple of frontliners going to take this big one to the bottom lane. To start things off, we'll make short work of this wall. Leoric will have a pretty easy time getting away after popping out of the Protector. ETC maybe not so much. Protector is going to have to back up a little bit. Make sure it's not taken out directly in front of the enemy towers. But everything looking okay there for ETC and Imperius. 10s are in for Heavy Greg. We've got Ball Lightning, Entomb, Mosh Pit, Wrath of the Anguirus here for Imperius. Stukov's still thinking about it. Gonna end up with the Flailing Swipes. Corrosive in the back is just gonna solo mosh onto 3. Randy Newman trying to catch up. Vala is actually going to be taken down there in the mix. 4 takedowns to 0 so far for Heavy Greg, charging in there with their heroic level advantage. Right now, ReGen Rebel. Oh, slide catches Cawthon. Trying to get the body blocks. Can Synthesis follow it up? Nice job with the Stukov silence. Oh, it's so low. Cawthon gets away. Just barely. Corrosive trying to finish off this this camp. No problem there. Pen's now in for ReGen Rebel. We've got Light Bomb, Blessed Shield, Last Rites, Archon, and Strafe. Interesting call on the Strafe. I thought they were going to need an extra stun, but it looks like they're just going to be going for more sustained fights rather than trying to burst someone down quickly. Heavy Greg looking for another item here as ReGen Rebel starting to come across. They might be invading. Cawthon coming on down. They're going to see Corrosive here. Chim Chim stepping off the turret just for a moment. But it will ultimately be claimed. 13's here pretty soon for Heavy Greg. Just a couple more waves should do it. Leo's got one here on the bottom side. Synthesis in the area is going to find the stun onto Beast Rend. Corrosive on the backside. Slides onto 2, gets a mosh onto 1. Light Bomb will not go off. Cawthon trying to peel with the Blessed Shield there. Nonetheless, Tassadar will fall. Corrosive always ready to come in on the flank. Catches one that time. Control point B getting ready to unlock once again. Synthesis is waiting here. Here comes Chim Chim slide. There's the Unstoppable, and there is the Entomb to deny. Can they get the follow-up onto Cawthon? There's the slow. Synthesis has already used that Celestial Charge, though, so Johanna will get away. Corrosive going to start the channel here on Protector point B. Beastrand going to pop the Archon. A Synthesis going right in there. Corrosive slides as well. They're looking at Tassadar as Cawthon going to gather up everyone on the back line. Meow Meow Cat's flanking as well. Nice protect on the fend. Oh, Tassadar caught by the Celestial Charge. Very nicely done. Cawthon goes in, stuns everyone with the Light Bomb. Is it enough for a takedown? Climbable will be taken out by the last rites. Meow Meow Cat's being pushed away. Cawthon avoids the slide there from Corrosive. And it looks like Johanna will get out of there. Ends up being a 1-for-1. And Heavy Greg going to once again try to start up this objective channel. Right now 50 on that multi-shot quest for Vala. 27 stacks on the Thunderstroke for Cassia. And now Cat's on the flank. Does not have last rites just yet. Cassia returning here for Heavy Greg. Slide into the back, they find Tassadar. Beast Rend cut off by the Entomb. Chim Chim trying to set up to get the execute, and Tassadar is taken down. Lunatic being chased away on the top side. Meow Meow Cat's trying to 1v4 here. Malthael turns around, gets a Light Bomb stun onto 2. Still feeling pretty healthy. Wrath of the Angira is going to take Malthael into the back line, though. And that's another takedown for Heavy Greg. Looks like Vala was able to hearth back to base while stuck in that back line there. Ooh, Corrosive looking for Cawthon. See that virulent reaction now online for Stukov. Can get roots inside of the silence when performed optimally. Corrosive playing very aggressive with those west to east slide angles. That's what gets a lot of ETCs in trouble, is they only slide forward. The rest of the team's not there to follow up. The enemy team has all their cooldowns, and they just burst ETC. Definitely risky business to be sliding in that direction. Protector being worked on here, taking the mid fort down to half. Just a couple more claps should do it. Ooh, looks like we've got a connection issue. Alright, back into the action here. Heavy Greg taking out another structure. Ooh, Blessed Shield from Cawthon trying to turn it around. There's the Light Bomb, catches Imperious. Mosh Pit lands onto 1, though. Will be quickly interrupted. Last rites on top of, just to make sure. Imperious and ETC will go down. ReGen Rebel doing a nice job. We'll see how much damage they can get with this advantage. Nice Entomb there from Chim Chim, catching people in that fort range. But Cawthon's still going to survive. Climbable trying to get some executes here. Going to be taken out by Tassadar. $37 stacks here for Cassia, 66 now for Vala, as the level 1 quest has been finished up for Tassadar. We've got 6 out of 10 on that Piercing Light for Anduin. Anduin's not really trying to finish that quest, since you're really just looking for the Chastise Pierce as an additional hero part of things. But still a cool thing to finish if you can. We gotta keep an eye on if Vala reaches 3 more auto attack, or 3 more multi-shot stacks. That's an important statistic, don't you know? Don't you know? That's an important one. Items once again being collected on both sides. Top siege camp pushing in now. Corrosive sees Cawthon. Iron Skin is used. Right now, Malthael and Leoric in the bottom lane, so the most there could be right now is a 4v4. Corrosive is thinking about running after Lunatic, but thinks better of it. Here comes Leoric and Malthael. Could be in teamfight territory here. The point C should be announced in just a moment. Leoric pushing out the bottom lane. Quick tap on the fort should do it. Uh-oh, Meow Meow Cats. Ooh. Oh, I thought ETC was going for the mega wraparound, but Corrosive doesn't go for it. Instead, just the fort will fall. Corrosive sees it, sliding in there. Cawthon caught with the Entomb. Corrosive trying to mosh on the spot, but will be taken out by the last rites. So tank for tank so far. Synthesis getting into the air with Tassadar, bringing him into the back. Archon is going to be saved there by Vela. Meow Meow Cat's not going to be so lucky. Synthesis receives the last second healing. Randy Newman doing a good job of keeping everyone just alive enough. Ends up being a 2-for-1 there for Heavy Greg. Sorry, Chad. I've been yawning up a storm here. Can't stop it. Looks like a steal onto the turret here for Heavy Greg. I'd say they're looking fantastic here in this game, and they are. But it was looking fantastic in the last game as well, and ReGen Rebel found a way to just storm the gates and take the win. Chim Chim holding it down. Look at that tiger. Isn't that a cool tiger? The glowing mace. Vrykul Lord Leoric. Looking snazzy out there. Another turret to be taken as the Protector is now getting ready to hop on down. Leo jumps in first. Looks like the bottom lane is the focus with a brief level 20 advantage. Corrosive looking for Johanna there, but Iron Skin used preemptively. 20's here soon, but not quite yet for ReGen Rebel. This could be a problem. Leoric and Cassia are the ones driving right now, trying to knock down this fort. Protector trying to use the shields here to help out against the poke. Cawthon not going to commit. And the keep is going to survive just barely. As both teams now have their level 20s. Yeah, it looks like they were faking going somewhere else, but Heavy Greg is just going to step up here and rip this keep. ReGen Rebel on the flank, though. Cawthon is going to Blessed Shield onto the front line, gathering them up. Light Bomb hits as well. Double stun. Leoric is taken down. Corrosive is going to mosh on the spot as Imperious bringing Vala further into the fray here. Meow Meow Cat's trying to chase down Corrosive. Last strikes in 6 seconds as Imperius goes down in the back line. Meow Meow Cats can't stand the heat. And they'll move away. Double takedown for ReGen Rebel, and are we looking at a repeat of game number 1 here? These late game team fights are absolutely going in their favor. Twilight Archon rolls on for Beastrend. Chim Chim going to move back to safety. ReGen Rebel just going to keep on pushing. They just want to keep that Twilight Archon up. Getting a ton of work done. 20 seconds on Imperius. So the wall is going to be taken out. Passadar just beefing with this entire setup here, and Tomb does not connect. Big stun though from Cawthon. Light Bomb follow-up is good. Cassia goes down. Corrosive and Chim Chim are in trouble. Leo goes down. ETC goes down. Are we gonna see another repeat here? ReGen Rebel with a triple takedown, and they might just roll this into the core. Synthesis trying to stop this, the turnaround onto Cawthon. The silence is great from Randy Newman, but no takedowns to be had. There goes Malthiel. Imperius will fall, though. Gonna catch up to Randy Newman. Force shielding is low. Beastrend is just gonna start wailing away here. They've got still 10 seconds on Leoric. Chim Chim trying to make a way back, but now the core taking damage. Stukov tries to combo, will get it onto Johanna, but this might be too little too late. Beastrend is just cleaving away onto the core. Chim Chim, oh, trapped Beastrend down to 10%, but look at this. ReGen Rebel with another turnaround victory will take the series. GG. Name of the game this set was Late Game Power. ReGen Rebel, once again coming from behind into a comp that I wasn't expecting them to run over in the late game. I mean, Leoric very strong late, Stukov very strong late, but Tassadar once again bringing that scaling damage. Johanna super key and gathering everyone up and getting those big team fight combos. ReGen Rebel with the 2-0. Let's go to the postgame. Update the scoreboard as we check out the stats here. Climbable on the Cassia, a little over 51,000 hero damage there for Heavy Greg. Solid effort, as Leoric was trying to top in all categories, but fell just behind in that hero damage. For ReGen Rebel, Lunatic on the Vala, over 80,000 on that hero damage. But Vela on the Anduin doing fantastic work with those light bomb setups, getting those saves, no deaths of her own. Very nicely done. We'll take a look at the talents and we'll see if we can get ourselves an interview with our winning squad. All right, looks like I've got one waiting for me, so let's get on over there. Hello, Vela. Congratulations on a very exciting 2-0.
Hello.
Really, really nicely done today. It was kind of a pretty similar story in both games there. A little bit tough in the early game, but then coming through in the end. Do you feel like as a team you've had a lot of practice in those end game scenarios where you're down, or was this sort of a new situation for the team?
Well, Krush, you've been casting our team for a long time, so you're probably familiar with what we like to call the rebel throw, which is losing in the late game, always. But we've been trying not to do that. So,
Well, it worked for you today for sure.
thanks.
I mean, through lines for both games, Cawthon on Johanna, both games, Beastrand on the Tassadar. That late game Twilight Archon really doing a lot of work. Did you feel like the game plan in both those spots was just make sure Tassadar's alive and will eventually win there? Or was there a different sort of threat you had to keep track of?
Well, so we were scaling with the Vala, right?
Mhm.
So basically, we were just trying not to immediately lose. And then when you're playing against a team that you're very well matched with, you have to make like mid-game adjustments to your strat. And so we noticed that like they were really going on Tassadar, like with all those bruisers in game two. That was intense. That's a lot of CC. So then it did become more of like a where are we supposed to stand? How do we protect the Tassadar from so many people?
Well, you guys definitely found the answer there. Post 20 in both games. Just speaking about preparation and adjustments being made. Obviously, this is a team played multiple times in the past. It's a team that has definitely a habit of switching players in between games. Do you have to have like a set of a set of notes about who's exactly in and who's playing what to be able to effectively draft versus this team?
It was pretty tricky and very confusing because, as you know, on the Heroes Profile general page for the team, it doesn't tell you who likes to play what. So it was like, oh my gosh, who plays the Lucio? But we didn't write anything down
Oh no.
because ReGen Rebel is like the team of chaos. So we were like, oh, why is there 6 people? What are we? Who plays what? So it was very confusing. It was very hard to pick bands, but I think we did an okay job, at least.
Well, coming into the end of the regular season here, just a few games left for everybody. Very, very close race in the top seeds here in Division C East. We've got 6 teams between 20 and 17 points before this set. You've just moved up to 22 points. Um, Man, do you feel like there's a team that you would rather face in the playoffs, or is it just whoever you get because everything has been so even so far?
That's pretty much it. I think all the teams in CEs right now are just so even that it really comes down to luck. Like Heavy Greg could have won both of those games tonight easily. It just like we're just so evenly matched that it's just like a split seconds here and there that decide the fight. So, stuff that's maybe beyond like human control, it just comes down to luck.
Well, we'll be interested to see what those matchups in the playoffs are like. Very interesting division to watch. Congrats on the 2-0 tonight. Very nicely done. Very exciting fashion to have done in. And the floor is yours for any final shout outs you'd like to make before we close out.
Well, of course, first I'd like to shout out to you, Krush. Thank you so much for casting. I cannot wait to watch the replay. I just love watching your cast. They're great.
Thank you.
Um, Shout out to Heavy Greg. Love you guys. Barf. I'm so happy we got to see the Diablo. We have some history with the Diablo. It's very scary. Um, Shout out to my team and to Meow and to Taco. Hi, Taco. He did not play tonight because he's at work, but oh, also Pat, who will be watching the replay. Hi, Pat.
Excellent.
Um, yeah, that's definitely it.
All right. Well, congrats once again on the win. Good luck going forward into the playoffs and looking forward to seeing ReGen Rebel play again.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.